Hey, welcome back again. So today we've got a fun one. We've got the gym dominance. I ended up getting a really good rated match, actually, with the gym dominance recently, so that's what we're going to see today. And yes, it is in my Halloween colors, because I actually forgot it was still in Halloween colors until this moment, where the camera panned, and I looked at it and I went, oh, it's still pumpkin orange. Whoops. But you know what? It's a cool color palette, so it's okay, right? So yeah, we're getting a really late Halloween episode today. But yeah, actually, come to think of it, this is a map I haven't seen in forever either. I didn't even think about that. So I'm actually really glad to get this match. But as you can see right out of the gate, we all kind of move up, trying to get positions. This is such an interesting one because this archway here ends up being, well, you can see it right here. We're kind of spread out trying to get angles, but nobody's pushing beyond, like, this ridge. We've got people around in the tunnels going around the back and whatnot, so this is actually more like flanking tactics than I usually see. A lot of times, a lot of people get stuck right around this arch where I am here, and it just creates this choke point that's really difficult to push up through because, like, the second I move around that corner, there's 3 other guys over there, not including the ones on the top of the ridge. So the second I push this corner carelessly, I get ripped apart. So I'm waiting for people to do what he did here and poke his head out so that I can get some damage in. I've also got grenades here, so I'm going to start, because since he's sitting around the corner like that, I've already pretty clearly outgunned him, outdamaged him at this point, so he's playing more reserved, so I'm trying to get some arches with the grenades. Didn't end up working. I need to get back into practice with grenades. But I'm just waiting for him to poke his head out to some degree. Airstrike got him. Okay, that's good. So, but now that we've got some pressure lightened up, now we've got some more guys, I'm pushing up, playing a little bit more aggressively because I have an opening here where I move in, and this guy, I don't know if he just didn't have any weapons available at the moment, but him coming at me with the saber there was a bit of a mistake, if you ask me, because the thing is, I see him with the saber, and I go, oh, so all I have to do is make sure that his ally is between me and him, and I can keep some distance. Bazookas scare me, though. You see, I think that's a... Is that... I don't think that's the... Yeah, I guess that is the dominance. I forgot the dominance can take a bazooka, actually. Huh. I forgot about that. I only use it with the beam rifle, unless it's another variant of the dominance. I don't think there is. So yeah, that just can also take a bazooka. I totally forgot about that. I always use the beam rifle. So bazookas obviously have their instant stunts. That gives you a benefit there. And I'm so glad I managed to get some grenade hits finally. It's not a ton of damage, but it's a good little bit of extra damage at the very least. No, this one's really fun because, like, I'm sure you noticed right there, and I botched that swing, unfortunately, but the beam rifle can stun in 2. That swing was way too shallow. Very sad. Not sure why he just chose to kick me. I was obviously already down. He either got caught up in things or just felt like committing the disrespect. I'm not quite sure which. But, yeah, that beam rifle will stun in 2, right? So you can get that 1-2 stun an enemy move in with your... I like to move in with the wrist-mounted beam sabers, because it's actually got a wider range on that swing, so you can catch people off guard a lot easier with it. But you do the 1-2 that gets your stun, move in, start your combos with that, then switch to the beam saber and keep going, then switch back, and you can get, like, some continuous damage. Unfortunately, we all have dropped at this point. We're doing fine, though. Like, we've managed to secure a good lead, so they can have that team wipe. That's deserved at this point. But this is actually really fun, too. I like the trade-off we do here. I am sad I hit the shield, though. We probably could have gotten him if I hadn't done that. But we're getting jumped by a couple different guys here. I'm trying my best to kind of get some pressure off. That was really lucky, though. A combination of both me not getting tackled and me landing that tackle was not really expected. I'm also very glad he missed, because I would have taken a lot more damage if he hadn't missed. Ooh, that would have been bad. But thankfully, he did. We could recover, and we were able to do some more damage. Things are starting to, I don't know if I'd really say they're devolving exactly, but they've managed to garner a pretty decent offense, push us back to this choke point here in front of A. I was going to say back to, like, our base. It's not our... Oh, it's our side of the map, though. That's a better way to put it. That boost was a mistake. I obviously, I can't walk, so really, I think I should have been trying to get hits instead of trying to push up like that. But unfortunately, like, we took a lot of damage. It was only a matter of time before we dropped at that point. Really, I feel like I should have lobbed that grenade at the support, because I think one of our grenades, he had barely any health left. If that grenade, if I could have arced it up and gotten him, that might have done him in, and that would have been pretty awesome. But I don't think I saw him at the time. I think I was too busy paying attention to the guys in front of me. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to drop... I dropped back here, mind you. My original plan was to go and hit some enemies from behind that were over past where A is. But then I see one over here fighting by himself. I choose to come in to try and help him out. Kind of failing at that, sadly. But since he wasn't paying enough attention to me, that gave me the opening I needed to move in a little bit. Unfortunately, since I did clip him here, I feel like I might have contributed to him getting taken down there, because it was that moment of being stunned that left him open to the support, which I'm not particularly proud of, but I don't know if I could have potentially won that fight with the support, but I looked at it and realized he's got range on me, he's got type advantage on me, it's going to be hard to push up to him, and my team is currently getting attacked by the rest of the enemy team. So I pull back just to get pressure off my allies. That's why you're suddenly starting to see downswings from me here too. Rather than trying to, like, maintain combos, I'm trying to reduce the amount of incoming damage at this point, which, I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't the right decision. Ultimately, though, that is my main concern at this point, is dealing as much damage as I can, while also lightening the burden on allies, considering that, like, if you look on the radar, you can see we've got one other guy here. There are 3 enemies, and I've got just number 1 currently with me here. I want to make sure that he survives to the best of my ability. I think no, he didn't dress drop. Good. That must have been... Yeah, so I'm looking at the signatures. One of our enemies got dropped. And I do the thing here that I tell everybody else not to do. I turn my back on him, and he used his iframes to catch up to me. I probably am not long for this fight either, because health is low and there are 2 of them. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. They unfortunately took A, which gives them a much better offensive foothold into our side of the map than what they had previously. Thankfully, we had a good lead, and our team is doing really good at keeping them from, like... We're not letting ourselves get, like, super disrupted and disoriented. We had a little bit of that a second ago, which I think is where they recovered some of that point differentiation. Because you notice this ends on a much closer score than what we started with earlier. But yeah, look at that damage. My goodness. So they did end up buffing this. I forget what the buff was, though. But I actually love the gym dominance. I mean, I love this thing even prior to its buff. It was one of my favorites because of, again, that, like, 2-hit stun and then the trading off the melee weapons and whatnot. I've always thought this was a fantastic suit. And then I believe they buffed the beam rifle. I think it was a damage increase, I want to say. It was either that or it was a reduction in the heat consumption per shot. Maybe it was the reduction in the heat consumption per shot. I forget. It was forever ago that they did the buff. It was actually pretty quick after it got released. So it's actually been buffed for a while, and it just makes it fantastic. I love this suit. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, that match did well. I got a bunch of really good rated matches, too. I'm really happy. So you'll be seeing a couple of these trickle out in the next couple weeks, I guess. But yeah, that will do it for today, and we will see you guys next time.